Hi, I'm Susan Clark with Carmel Realty Company. Welcome to episode 18 of Meet Our Local Business Owners and Experts. Today I'm here in Carmel with Brad Weber, who's the owner of Weber Goldsmith Gallery in Carmel and an award-winning custom jewelry designer. Brad, welcome. I'm so happy to be talking with you today. As a woman, I love talking about jewelry, so I'm really happy to meet you and find out all about your jewelry business here in Carmel.
Good. Thanks, Susan. Thanks for having me and a chance to talk to your listeners. Appreciate it.
Oh, you're very welcome. Well, let's dive right in. Brad, what drew you to jewelry design to begin with?
I actually came into jewelry design from the backside. I always tinkered with things. I was that craft student, in high school that, I won, the awards going up to that, and my dad was a fantastic craftsman, and so it was always the mechanics of it. And then in college, I had to put myself through college, so I was offered a job at a local store, and the gentleman was a fantastic designer. This was up in Chico, California.
And this was a jewelry store.
This was a jewelry store, thank you. Yeah, it was, and he just happened to be the type of store that did their own custom designs. And
I see.
He was a fantastic designer. And I think I got my basics from there because they weren't just a mall store type of store.
Right. It sounds like a good training ground for what you ended up getting into.
It was a good platform to know that there was, different styles of jewelry. It wasn't just what you order out of a catalog or that you bought from vendors or things like that. So it actually started me just thinking on my own about my own designs and things.
I see. And I understand you had a thriving business in Maui. Sounds like a nice place to be to me. Can you tell us a little bit about how your business started there and your clientele?
Yeah, I was very fortunate. I actually went to a jewelry store that was there and to just be the goldsmith for them, and they actually ended up bankrupt.
Oh dear.
And so overnight, I put a bid in to take the store in Wailea in Maui, a very nice area that was up and coming at the time. And to my surprise, I got it because 2 jewelry stores went bankrupt in the same spot. But the property manager had faith in me and liked my work. And there was, I had just a fantastic, run of over 10 years there with, great clients, lots of celebrities, where I could do my own designs and kind of experiment and do really well. It was nice.
And how did you happen to begin having celebrity clients?
Well, to tell you the truth, it was mostly the area. It was Wailea was the up and coming new area in Hawaii, and so we had a lot of them that came through the store that were pretty interesting, and then one talked to the other, and so we just came through. And I didn't recognize most of them at first, to tell you the truth, but it was nice. And it's
just
not
when they
so
signed
much,
the check.
Just that's the only signature I wanted was on the credit card. I remember getting Elton John's, and sorry to drop a name, but I remember that was the only one that I wanted at the time. Yeah,
he's such a personality.
He's a personality and became a good client, but. It was, of course,
I know he likes jewels.
Like jewelry, like giving them away too, yeah. But Hawaii was very, very good to me, and it was really nice, and I did well there. And
you won some awards. Now, tell us about that. Is that something you need to apply for? Is like a contest where you have to create designs and enter them, or?
Yes, they have state design competitions, and I won a number of those for the Hawaii State Design Competition. But the pinnacle of the design competition is the Spectrum Awards that we have. That's international. It's Canada and the United States.
I see.
And the Spectrum Award is the Colored Stone Design Competition. It's sponsored by the American Gem Trade Association, which is the Colored Stone Association. And I've been very fortunate enough to win 4 times. And it's kind of like our Academy Awards or our
Yes,
Oscars.
wow.
And so, yeah. So that was very
Congratulations.
nice. Yeah, that was quite
And
quite
that
good.
would certainly put you on the map, just like an actor winning an Academy Award. They always mention it when you get introduced.
Yeah, mostly the designers, the wholesale designers, try and go for those. It doesn't do, the retailers as much because the general public doesn't know as much about them as the industry does. The industry knows me more than the others because of them. One of my most popular is pretty good, which is on the wall back here. Is in the GIA asked for it, the Gemological Institute of America, which is like our governing body for gemology. They asked for it, and I donated it to them, and they made it their poster child. So every year they sponsor a gemstone, and they make and they chose my piece, which was a Spectrum Award.
It looks like a chambered nautilus.
It's a conch shell that I turned into a ring, and it's quite big, but it. So it's on permanent display in their museum
now. Wonderful.
And then they made a poster out of it.
I was going to ask you, what is your inspiration for creating a custom design?
It comes from my clients, to tell you the truth. They
have something in mind when they ask for a custom piece.
Sometimes it's what they have in mind, but it's mostly who they are. I try and find out just who they are and what their style is. With pieces like this, it's what my style is. That if I'm doing something for stock or for fun. But what I do day to day is I make custom pieces for people, for private clients, and I have to find out what their style is and who they are, and also sometimes what stones we're working with, and then you put it all together to come up with the design.
Do people sometimes bring you stones and have you create a piece with the stones?
Yeah, quite a bit, and I'd like that because jewelry is so much about sentiment.
Yes,
and
so many people have family jewels,
and that those stones carry over, the sentiment into the piece, and that I think means so much more than just,
of course,
just going to a store and pointing and
display
buying
case,
something out of a display case. Even though I like that when they do that, but sometimes those stones are what create the design too. And
I see. And what other services do you have here in the shop for your clients?
We do full service. We have repair. With the repair, we have a laser welder which nobody else in the peninsula has. We have a CAD CAM service, so we can design on the computer and be able to show the people.
I saw that. That's very interesting. So you'll know what you're going to. The customer looking at a custom design will understand what it's going to look like before you get it.
Yeah, we have Maya.
Before you start working with it.
Yeah, number one, Maya does a phenomenal job with her rendering. So she does the old school hand rendering.
I see.
They can see that, and then we can also do the CAD CAM. With the CAD CAM, we can see all views of it and manipulate it easier. And then we have a laser printer, so we can print the models and things like that. So we're up to date with the services that the industry carries. We're not just the old school, but we do like making jewelry the old school way. My style and my focus has changed a bit to where I realize that it's more about the sentiment and what we're doing, that I want to carry that through with the pieces that I make. But there is more tradition. I tend to be making a little bit more larger, important, more classic rings. And so when we do that, we just want to make them really nice quality, good craftsmanship. Throw a little twist in there where it's got the Weber look. There's something a little bit different. And then, still every now and then we get to make, some fun pieces that are creative and contemporary. I actually prefer living in Carmel, and it supports artists and
Yes.
people. So I think that, we brought the international or some quality here that you've got, and there's this area is kind of spoiled. There's good artists here and some good jewelers, and I like to feel I'm one of them.
Well, I think you are from everything you told us.
Thank you.
So let's, would you tell our listeners where you're located? We know you're in Carmel, but where exactly in Carmel are you?
Okay, we're actually just outside. I did have a store downtown Carmel for a bit also, but I like being just outside. We're in the Crossroads Shopping Center. It's just down Highway 1 towards Big Sur. We're the entry store to the Crossroads Center. It's 107 Crossroads Boulevard.
And right close by Rio Grill. A lot of people know where that is.
Yep, right next to Rio Grill, underneath the clock tower. You see the clock tower?
Yes.
That's us.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, Brad, thank you so much for chatting with me today.
Thank you.
And I know you just got back from vacation, so you probably have a lot of work sucked up. But thanks for making the time to chat with me for a few minutes.
Thank you, Susan.
To my listeners, thank you very much for listening. I'm Susan Clark with Carmel Realty Company. And if you have real estate needs, give me a call. I'd love to chat with you about your goals and your dreams and your desires. Bye for now, and see you next time.